Hello ladies and gentlemen, Rapid Chess here, and just quickly revise the World Championship match, game number 3. So it was the less exciting game of all three, I guess. I think Magnus managed to equalize again. Very confidently. He wasn't worse, even though when I looked at the engine, it's showing all the time this pluses, and then after like 1 hour the evaluation completely changes, and basically white has nothing. Yeah, and at the beginning it shows convincing results. So whatever you even looking with an engine, yeah, when we don't know this position, it doesn't mean anything. So very confident and easy draw by Magnus, and Ian, I think, decided. I think they both decided to take a break for today. But according to this rules, they can't propose a draw until move 40. So let's see the game. Ian plays e4, and Magnus replied with e5. Bishop b5, the Ruy Lopez, knight f6, castles, bishop e7. Again, this is like setting up for the Marshall counter gambit, which is somehow a very good opening for black, apparently. Yeah, and nobody plays it, or everyone plays like anti-Marshall. Rook e1, now you have to protect the pawn, b5, bishop b3, and castles. So again, if white here plays c3, then black will play d5. I will not repeat this variation, but just somehow white is very uncomfortable. Still, white cannot find... White can win this game, but the just... scenario is not what you want to play with white pieces. Yeah, when you get attacked and you have to memorize long variations, whereas if you play the anti-Marshall, then you can have some just random play. a4, this is a more common move than to play h3 like Ian played in his first game. Bishop b7, d3. White is moving slowly. If you don't put this pawn on c3, yeah, then you can't really play d4 at one go. Yeah, sometimes you can play c3 later and play d4, but kind of you gave away one tempo. Yeah, and so d6 and knight to d2. It was the first time Magnus played against this knight to d2, but I think it doesn't matter too much. Also knight c3, when I tried to study this, and I thought that knight c3 could be more interesting for white to play against this, but knight d2 is more standard. Knight f1, h6. In this position you can you could try playing this kind of draw. Yeah, very common in the Ruy Lopez. When players agree on this, then they have a threefold repetition, but it didn't happen. He played knight e4, and now Magnus played h6, defending also from bishop g5. Bishop d2, I think it was played by Kasparov. Quite, very professional move, I must say, because if you don't know this purpose, yeah, then it's hard to play this. It looks very awkward, actually. So the idea is not to allow knight a5 attacking the bishop, and in this anti-Marshall you want to keep your bishop on b3. I like the bishop on b3 more. think it has plays better on there than on c2. And knight to e3. When I was a kid, I played against a strong Latvian master candidate who was, and I knew only this knight g3 move, and he was always playing knight e3. So it looked for me like a novelty at that time. But of course, the move is very logical. Yeah, you can bring your knight to to f5, and this is played against d5, because like in many games with black, if black manages to break open with d5, and then like equalized basically. c4, again, move I wouldn't consider myself, yeah, because kind of strange looking, and if you're not studying chess that good, never seen anything like this. But it's against d5 again. Jan is not giving up. If you so now d5 is not possible because knight will take this pawn. So rook c1, and black played a5. Also, like it was said by that it's like some kind of standard maneuver. Hard to say really, because in this position pawn is under attack. I wouldn't consider this myself, but probably maybe if I would play a5 if I was white. Yeah, so taking a lot of space from black. Bishop c3 and bishop c8. So it's kind of move which I read that this is his worst piece, but I of course wouldn't play like this. I would play something like knight e7. Yeah, but you can play it because you hang in this pawn here. So for Grandmaster this is very natural. For me it was not that natural, but kind of this is the worst piece. And Magnus starts to maneuvering back. Like in Zaitsev variation, you put your knight back on b8 and then put it on d7. So this is kind of similar idea. d4. Well, that's I think logical, and you want to make these breakthroughs when your opponent moves your pieces back. So you want to open up the center. Takes, takes here, takes with the queen, and bishop to e6. Now this you can't really take the pawn because bishop c4, and you will take the, and if you take here, yeah, then c5, queen d2 probably, bishop b3, and yeah, even knight e4. So in this position black is actually much better because white hasn't achieved anything, and this is weakness, and black is almost like close to winning. So Magnus is very good at defending his material with tactical ideas. h3. And in this position, in some variations, white had problems with the back rank somehow. So h3, necessary luft, and Magnus plays c6. This is kind of his style, not so taking away, I don't know, d5, and just like giving his opponent a chance to do some active stuff, because now engine shows all zeros, and I think it's a bit more difficult to play with white. I don't know actually why. It looked to me like that position was more pleasant for white, and now they played the best move there is, and now after very logical continuations, it's all zeros. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand this, but it's like modern chess. h3, bishop c2, and d5. So yeah, c5 is c6 is helping to play d5, and in this position, the most logical move was this e5, which Ian played. Yeah, you don't really want to move your knight back, and I don't know, taking, knight takes, yeah. So black can take. If black takes this bishop, then they will have two bishops, yeah, and also b4. I think this is what Jan didn't want to have. So just to open up the position for two bishops. So he played e5, took here, and this is already like a forced draw. Bishop b4, takes with the king, and rooks got exchanged, and this is now absolutely equal position. Somehow black has a more active king, and even though they have these two pawns, which normally in endgame a problem, somehow this position shows that white cannot break through on the queen side, and on the king side also they cannot, like, this extra pawn doesn't mean anything. F4 is probably right. Yeah, and the important issue that this pawn is on light square, so you cannot really play with bishop because you have to defend this pawn, so it's very important. Yeah, and this is like how they repeat it. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.